My first question is, are you guys using AI on a regular basis right now in your life and ministry? And then if so, how? You don't have to be, but if you are, how are you?
100% I am. So I'll just tell you, like, you are. I'm interested to see how you are. So what I've started doing is I'll use it. Now I want to give like some heavy caveats. But I do like some heavy caveats. I use it as like a high-powered research assistant. So I'm using Grok Heavy on message prep. And like here's an example. I do this every week right now. I start message prep and it's the same prompt. I do it both for that and for the Live Free Pod. And I'll go, give me 20 interesting facts about, and then I'll put in the passage. And then I'll say that are historical, cultural, theological, archaeological, linguistic, or biblical, something like that, that most Christians wouldn't know. And then honestly, man, like, it's remarkable how frequently I actually get usable, amazing stuff. Now, what I have learned is that you got to double check it. So, because it'll lie to you. So I'll get it and then I'll double check it. But it's no different than, let me just say, like, no sense in trouble. There's no different than having a great research assistant.
I feel less bad because every once in a while, I'm just, as a volunteer, I preach at my very, very small, especially compared to this church. Awesome. And so like 3-4 times a year, and it makes me feel less bad about using AI as a research assistant. I do the exact same thing.
We use it for media, content, cutting up videos. Like, we'll actually probably use it for this. Probably a short someone's watching right now was cut by AI. Is that crazy? What about for like your worship ministry department?
Yeah, from just a practical day-to-day when I'm in meetings, it's a great organizer of the thoughts that I dumped into a note that I can copy over and say, hey, make this a bulleted highlight. Or I just started talking to it. Yeah, I just started talking to it or uploading audio from, hey, can I record this meeting? And putting that into it, hey, summarize this for me. And then from just much like Pastor Josh, from a research perspective, it's just a great aggregator of different researching tools that helps me kind of see it all in one visual place. And then from a writing perspective, I'm always kind of curating, whether it's leadership talks for my team or vision things, that it just helps me take my redundancy, eliminate it, help my thoughts become a little clearer. Talking to it on my drives has been fascinating.
Yes.
I'll just bring it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like literally my son Liam thought I was on the phone with somebody who had a rich British accent.
You don't have a Tesla, do you?
No, I just had it on, I had it on speakerphone. You hit it on the little voice thing. I said, hey, I'm thinking through this for our team. Help me organize. What are some best practices when you encounter this?
He's so good.
And it just talks back to you like you're in a phone call. Like the lapse of thinking is very minimal.
Yeah,
now,
they just integrated Grok in all the new Teslas on the most recent update. So like you can just be in your car in Tesla.
That's a reason to get one, Mary. That's my wife's name.
Dude, I told you I test drove that Cybertruck. Oh yeah, you were with me.
I was in it with you.
That's right.
It was amazing. And it made me want
here's
one.
an example. I use it. You may think less of me. I'm just being honest with you. So like literally in my personal time in the Word, I have my iPad there, and when something comes up in the passage, I will ask it questions, and it's like like this morning I'm in Matthew 17, and the Transfiguration passage. Yeah. And the first thing is this is probably not what you want to talk about. So this real fast.
Oh,
so it mentioned that like, hey, after 6 days, both Matthew and Mark mentioned after 6 days. It specifies that they go up the mountain for the Transfiguration. I was like, that's weird. So I was like, hey, and I said, think like a conservative evangelical Bible scholar. Why does Matthew 17 and Mark 4 mention 6 days? And it immediately was like, it's drawing a parallel between Moses going on the mountain. It was 6 days. He was on Sinai before. And then I'm like, and then the next thing I said, first of all, I was like, dang, that's amazing. I would not have noticed that on my own. And then the next thing I said, think like a conservative evangelical Bible scholar in concise bulleted form, list the similarities between Matthew 17 and the Moses Sinai incident in the Old Testament. And bro, it spit out like absolutely legitimately amazing stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, a great research assistant is how I use it.
Yeah.
From a content perspective too, it helps me if I've got a long form blog I'm writing or a carousel post, hey, turn this into a thread kind of oriented, like hey, help me take this, make it more concise for stories or whatever. From a content perspective, it cuts so many hours of work.
Sometimes I'll just ask it to write my sermon. I just read it.
You heard it here. There's a clip.
What song is every worship ministry playing right now? And help it be in the key of G. Go.
Bingo.
Yep.
Perfect. It's funny because I just did a video on our channel like less than a month ago. I don't know. It's all blending together at this point, but it was 5 ways church should be using AI right now. And it was just like, I didn't even go into like the research assistant model. It was just like, hey, like you can take your content. Here's great ways to repurpose what you're already doing using AI to create things that would take you 2 or 3 assistants and hours and hours.
Totally.
And there were so many, there's so much pushback right now in the church. Like, this is you shouldn't be doing this. Like there was comments on that video, like you shouldn't be putting this content out right now. What would you say to guys that are that hardcore against it? Like,
I just want to know why. Like, how is that different than me hiring docent to produce me a report on the similarities between Matthew 17 and the Moses Sinai? Like how it's just not different. Now you got to back check it.
Yeah. You can't go brain dead with it. I think people were probably making the same excuses when the internet came out. You're not sitting with a MacArthur commentary and studying it and parsing the Greek yourself. You know, Logos came out. The tools of our time don't change the depth and the richness and the content of what we're doing. It helps us actually bring it to the forefront quicker.
Yes.
And why not use that tool? You know, I think, it wasn't an original thought. I don't know that I've ever had an original thought.
Yeah.
And so I think to think so short-sighted of it as not a practical tool that can help cut hours of my week so I can actually be doing what I'm called to do, I'd take that all day long. You know, now I will say it's a bad songwriter.
Yeah.
Not that I tried.
Yeah.
It really is a bad song.
It's funny.
But again, how can I use the tool in a way that it could perform well? If I'm stuck on a phrase and I need some near rhymes, similar rhymes, or whatever, it can pop that out much quicker than Rhyme Zone or Rhyme Brain can, and it aggregates it in a way that's visually helpful for me. So I'm gonna use the tool.
I think it's the same skepticism we hear from sometimes in the church community or church leadership about technology in general. So that's why, I mean, you guys are very, like, you're embracing a lot of tech, like the room we're in now.
Well, we got
your
diffused lights.
The diffused lights.
We have color science. You know what you need to have AI do? ChatGPT say, talk to me like a 5th grader and explain color science.
I guess
it'll do it.
Okay, but here let's talk about let's dive in. Let's dive into it will actually do it really well.
Squirrel.
No, there's the fears that is out there. What fear? Like that's where I think that comes from. The critique people have about using AI. So, what do you guys fear about AI specifically in how it influences the church and how the church is led?
Yeah, well, I do think you got to have your head on a swivel. That's why I said you got to back test stuff because I think I saw like right now at the time of the recording of this podcast, Grok is winning the AI race right now. It's like not close. Grok 4 is better than ChatGPT 5, if I understand it right. I listened to a podcast about that last night.
Yeah.
So, but even Grok, like I think it was saying. There was something like, it was like 17% or something like that of Grok data outputs were wrong. So it's like when you're just asking for facts, like it's...
Or what if they're intentionally misleading?
So that's my next thing. So number one is you may get bad info. But number two, right now, like the, AI, all it is a large language model. So it's the outputs are only as good as the inputs. So it would be, if I understand the technology correctly, it would be very, very easy for like a totalitarian regime to control what inputs are going into the large language models, which could heavily influence the outputs ideologically. So I think you got to be, real careful. But basically, dude, it's like, it's a tool. Be very skeptical of the outputs.
Yep.
There you go.
To any degree that the tool becomes the thing we serve, I'm not going to use it, but if it serves me, I'm going to use the tool. We can get in that same conversation with production, but that's the way I look at it, and it cannot replace what experience and time in the Word can It cannot. There are things that the Spirit wants to illuminate in front of me that no AI engine can. And so if it's trying to replace that, that's probably a danger zone. But if it's a thing that's serving me and helping me do what I'm called to do better, more efficient, I'm going to use it.